also goes back thousands of years. And if you look at the Bible, even in the Genesis narratives, you see how really Judaism begins as a story of an extended family. Family of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel. It's really the book of Genesis is really the story of an extended clan, an extended family. And for thousands of years, so much of Jewish life, so much of Jewish ritual is centered on the family. You know, we talk about the importance of coming to synagogue or temple, and these things are very important, but nevertheless, so many other rituals function at home or take place at home and not in the congregation. Passover Seder, for example, is a home family ritual. While some congregations have a Seder for the congregation, the optimal idea is that families and extended families come together during Passover for the Seder. Even on the Sabbath, which is the holiest day of Judaism, every Sabbath, the Sabbath begins with the family coming together for the lighting of the Sabbath candles and sharing the Sabbath meal. And that ritual is as every bit as significant as coming to temple and other requirements of the Sabbath day. So family is of paramount importance in Jewish life.
The Jewish concept of social justice is probably based off the Exodus from Egypt, and I'm guessing their concept of social justice would be something along the lines of, what it says in Deuteronomy. I don't know what verse it is, but it says, if there is a poor person in your land, help them out, and remember that you were once slaves and poor people in Egypt, therefore you should help them out. Because the world is eventually going to be brought to heaven. It's coming to completion. For the Christian, in a similar way, as I was saying, the Exodus inspires Jews to act for social justice. I would also say that Jesus inspires Christians to act for social justice as well.
Now, lastly, prayer. Prayer in Judaism is not so much praying to God as it is praying with God. Not praying to, but praying with. In Judaism, we don't ask God for specific outcomes. It's like when we were children, we would all pray that we would get a bicycle for Christmas, or Hanukkah rather. It's like what I call a bicycle prayer. Now, Judaism doesn't have bicycle prayers. Sure, we all from time to time have our own personal prayers and supplications, but the idea is praying with and praying in community. That while people pray in certainly God hears prayers wherever people are. The idea is coming to a congregation and praying with our fellow Jews, and in the end, praying with God as opposed to praying to God. That's a hard idea for others to understand, but for us, the whole notion is while God is God, the idea is to establish a relationship with God. With God as the senior partner of the relationship, but in other words, the purpose of prayer is to establish that kind of relationship with. So prayer is a praying with as opposed to a praying to, and not praying for a bicycle or whatever it is, because that's, in our view, a child's prayer. That's not what prayer is for. Prayer is for larger things. Prayer is for our community,
So the conflict for a Christian is like, should I worry more about heaven or should I worry more about making the world a better place? I would say that the Christian looks to transform the world into the kingdom of God. And so caring about heaven means caring about earth. You want to make the world a better place because it So that's kind of what I would guess their concept of social justice would be like. I think it would be very based off of the Exodus from Egypt. That's kind of there's a lot to do with social justice. And I know Christians base a lot of their teaching on social justice, especially the Catholic Church, off the Exodus as well. Now, and I'm sure it varies from group to group, but you also have the Book of Job, which Job is afflicted with a lot of physical and worldly evils, and there's no comfort for him except for him to trust God.